morning, campers. Oh boy. Is that what it is? You're all doped out on chocolate or something? Good morning, campers. How's everybody doing? There's coffee over there and it's free. So we're going to get started here. I'm Anthony, and we're going to get started here at Unity of Calgary. I am assuming we're rolling online, and we're going to do a song. The band and I are going to do a song to kind of help you get centered, and you can just listen along and let go of whatever you brought with you so you can be present for what's coming next. Here we are at the perfect time and in the perfect place, showing up with an open mind and all this space. Anything can happen here, we all play a part. Here's an invitation to the center of the heart. Take my hand, here we go, what's the plan? We don't have to know. Take a breath, make a start, welcome home to the center of the heart. Here we are at the perfect time and in the perfect place, showing up with an open mind and all this space. Anything can happen here, we all play our part. We're all in this together at the center of the heart. Take my hand, here we go. What's the plan? We don't have to know. Take a breath, make a start. Welcome home to the center of the heart. Welcome home to the center of the heart. Welcome home to the center of the heart. All right, so the next one, you're welcome to sing along. Usually I would say stand up, but it's kind of more of a sit-down song. This song, for those of you who don't know, so this came from, I don't know, where's Bob? What is it? Is it like, what is it? It's part of the mission statement, or what is it?
Yes, it's our new mission statement.
But what came first? Did you sing it all the time come first, or like, and then we put it in the mission statement, or because?
Well, it was Tina's inspiration.
Okay, where's Tina? You had an inspiration, and then you put deodorant on, and oh, Cecil. Okay. It takes a community. Okay. So did Cecil just like say it all the time, or did he actually say, "Hey, this should be part of our intention"? Oh wow. Okay, well the way I remember it is, I was in a meeting with Bob and some other people, and he kept saying this phrase, "living in a love vibration," and then after the meeting, I'm like, okay, all right. I've written this in my notebook more than once when I've been at Unity on a Sunday morning. I will write it. So, this is living in a love vibration. My you can stand up. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. Yes, you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. Yes, we shine, oh, we shine, yes, we shine so bright. Oh, we shine, yes, we shine, yes, we shine so bright. We shine, oh, we shine, yes, we shine so bright. We shine, we shine, we shine, we shine. I think I lost count of. I was singing and not counting.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all of you online. Welcome on a post-Valentine Day Sunday. Woohoo! Hope you sent out lots of love yesterday and continue to do so each and every day. My name is Bob Elwood. I'm part of the spiritual leadership team here at Unity of Calgary. And I just want to welcome you all, whether you've been here for 10 years or this is your first day. Just know that wherever you are in your spiritual journey, you are always welcome here at Unity of Calgary. Because we're all going to the same place. And it's a very short journey, really, but it's a wonder it takes so long. It's just from here to here. That's a very short distance, right? But it's not an easy path, I found. But it's worth walking. Now we're going to just jump right into affirmative prayer, and we're going to tie that in with our mission statement. But before we do that, I just want to talk to you a bit about the power that we have and that we are. Who's heard of the Peace Walk? Everybody, pretty much, right? I was listening to him. The lead monk would give a talk every time they stopped in a new city. And I was listening to one of his talks, and in the background you could hear somebody saying, "Doctor, doctor, we need a doctor, we need an ambulance." And the monk just stood up there quietly and says, it's all right, calm down, just be here now, it's all right, it's going to be taken care of. Is there a doctor And they said, "Yes, I'm a doctor." Okay, let the doctor through, make some room, and be here now. There's nothing we can do about that situation, unless, of course, you're a doctor. And so let us come back to our hearts. Let us remember who we are. Let us feel the love and send it out. And allow this place to be peaceful, even in the midst of the chaos. And that's what I want to do today, because who's heard about Tumbler Ridge and what happened in Tumbler Ridge? I have family. My niece lives in Tumbler Ridge. And for those of you who may not know, there was a mass shooting in the school in Tumbler Ridge, and many people died and many people were injured. And my grandniece and nephew were both in that school when it happened. And I was thinking about it this morning and thinking that there's nothing I can do. What could I say to them? They're having nightmares. It's been a very traumatic for them, I'm sure, for so many families. And I thought that kind of an incident goes out around the world. Who knows? There might be family members living in Australia or China, and it would impact them as well. It impacts everybody. There's wars going on in the world that we don't really think about too much, but are very traumatic for so many people. And so what I'm going to ask us to do today is really commit to this statement. You think there's nothing you can do, but that's not true. We can send out love and peace into the world, and it does make a difference. And toning actually amplifies that frequency, that vibration. And so we're going to tone. We're going to hum. It's going to be a hum. We're going to do that 5 times. But first we're going to read this statement. And when you read it, I want you to really own it. To become present, as that monk suggested. Come back to your heart. Feel that love vibration, because no matter what's going on in the world, that vibration is there. It's present. Peace is inside you every moment of every day. And so let us open up to that peace. Let us open up to that love and send it out into the world. And so please affirm with me, Unity of Calgary is committed to living in the vibration of love. And I too am committed to living in the love vibration. So take a deep breath in. Let that love emanate outwards. And one more time. And be still. Stay present in your heart. Allow your heart to remain open. And with your inner vision, see that love and peace vibration emanating outwards in waves that circumvent the globe. Knowing that Spirit knows exactly what to do with that love vibration. And it does make a difference. You make a difference. Thank you. You feel that love inside you. Mm-hmm. Let's keep sending it out there every day. Now we have our Daily Word. Daily Word is a magazine that's been in publication at Unity for over 100 years. And our daily word reader today is Velda Harris. Let's please welcome Velda.
Luke 12:22. He said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, or what you will wear." My life and all life is in divine order. When I encounter delays and setbacks, or the world is changing in ways I find unsettling, my life may feel chaotic, even out of control. Even though I know divine order underlies all things, it doesn't always feel that way. I remind myself that order is a spiritual truth, always present. I don't need to pray for it or even work toward it. I need only affirm it and trust it is unfolding, especially when I see no evidence of it. I pray not to invoke divine order, but to bolster my awareness of it. I affirm divine order and feel comforted and assured of God's presence in and through all things. As I return my attention to the world around me, I discover evidence of order everywhere I look.
Wow. Now that's divine order. Was that not the perfect message? Wow. Thank you, Velda. And Anthony's going to enhance that message with his next song.
I usually don't like to say anything because isn't it always like annoying when you watch like on TV and like the artists are like telling you all this stuff and telling you that it's too pretentious, right? But I've been told that some of you like to hear the story behind the song. So, so I was just curious to know, because I looked at the end of the song and it says that I wrote this on July 18th, 2006, so almost 20 years ago. And so see how many of you remember this. Ralph Bucks were distributed in 2006. Announced by Premier Ralph Klein in September 2005, these $400 one-time prosperity bonus checks were issued to eligible Alberta residents in early 2006 due to a record oil-fueled budget surplus. So at that time, I didn't have a penny to my name, so I got the $400, and so I got $400. My wife got $400, and there was this meditation retreat that was coming to like out by Kananaskis there. I guess. Yeah. What's the? Yeah. What's the? Is it Nakota Lodge? Not. It's on the reserve. And I'm blanking now. Anyways, it was called the Illumination Intensive. And how much was it? Oh yeah, you know, because of Satchan, right? You know Satchan, right? So, and it was $400 per person. So, Spirit gave with one hand and then gave to the other, right? Anyway, I won't tell you too much, but so I went into that, and I had one of those awakening experiences before, and so at the Illumination Intensive, Satchan did the leader of the intensive was he. I mean, how many people are there? Like hundreds of people, right? It's this big room, hundreds. Oh, it seemed like more than that. So a lot of people. So he said, you know, if you've ever had an experience like that, then come up to me and talk to me, and then I'll tell you. So everybody, you're supposed to do this, get in pairs. You're supposed to say this to each other. But if you've had an experience, go out, right? So some people lined up, and I told him what I had experienced best. He said, okay, that's good, yeah, so now you say this instead, right? So you sit there with a partner for hours, just saying the person asks you the question, you answer it over and over and over and over again until everything just falls away. And when it first happened, I was like, oh, this is it again, right? Where I was like, you know, like a newborn, just new into the world, everything fell away, and I was like, oh, wow, trees, air, like everything, right? But then suddenly the thought came in, oh my God, it's gonna go away again, right? I'm gonna lose it. Because when I had had the experience like a year before that, I was out in BC, and I remember it happening, and I don't know how it happened. It just happened, right? It was in the middle of this meditation thing, and it happened. And then it stuck with me for maybe an hour and a half after that, and then it went away. And this is a previous experience, right? And when I remember when I came back from that, I remember just crying and crying, because it's like, why do I have to live like this? Like, that was that, but I don't know how to get back there, right? So this happens in the Illumination Intensive, and I'm like, oh, right? But then the fear comes back in, and then I lost it, right? And then, so we're continuing to do this thing, and then after the lunch break, I went back to it. Actually, when I went to the lunch break, one of the facilitators, we weren't supposed to talk, right? You're supposed to be in silence, but one of the facilitators came over and said, you know, how are you doing, kind of thing, like, and so I said, and she gave me some sort of feedback, which was like, basically, don't be scared that you're going to lose it. Just go with it, right? So I went back, and then once I went back into it, I could go back anytime, just like that, right? So for the next day and a half, basically, I was hanging out in bliss, right? Everything was gone. So then after that, apparently in July 18th, I tried to put that into a song, what the experience was like. So that's what this is about.
Whoa.
Yeah. Crazy,
Oh.
Am I in the same key as you? I think I am. Deep in my cells, the wells of hunger, I am longing to be healed. And as I go within and under, what was hidden is revealed. And I exalt the oneness that gave me breath. I exalt the oneness that gives me breath. And I fall deep into who I truly am. And there I find that I was always one with all there is, and that I am that I am. Deep beyond my mind, I find a silence, and I can feel I'm letting go, and I can sense that something greater is waiting to take hold. There beyond my suffering, I am well, so I let go of my suffering, and I am well. And I fall deep into who I truly am. And there I find that I was always one with all
Thank you, Anthony, and the Unity Band. As usual, you sound amazing. So grateful to have you here. And now our speaker of the week, Neil Williams. Living from the Heart, a Later Life Orientation. Neil has been a student of New Thought for 4 decades. Now retired, he spent 22 years as a newspaper writer and editor and 26 years as a charity fundraiser. Now, his personal studies are focused on the evolution of our founding teachers' understanding of ultimate reality that he sees in their later life works, and on the alignment of those teachings with the work of current pioneers in theology, science, and bioenergetics. I know Neil personally, and my experience of him is that he's open-hearted, kind, and truly cares. And I look forward to hearing what he has to say. Let's please welcome Neil Williams.
Thanks, Bob. Well, good morning, everyone. So, happy Valentine's Day, yesterday. Happy Family Day, tomorrow. Happy Sunday, here and now. So it's a real pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for the invitation. I want to begin by saying that today we'll be discussing a very personal and powerful shift that I've been experiencing. It's one that is continuing, and one I'm sure, well, I'm not sure if you're the right age. Many of you might relate to this, but it's a journey, let's say, into the wisdom years. But you're not old enough for that yet. Yeah. So if you're there, you know what I'm talking about. If not, well, maybe I can help you look forward to those gray hairs that are coming. In part, this journey has also been described, as Bob was saying earlier, as the 9-inch journey from head to heart. And as I consider the difference between understanding and that heart knowing, I realize I am shifting so much deeper from belief, which is often simply an opinion about what we're thinking about, to faith, which I see as our heart knowing about our relationship with ultimate reality. This journey has taken me beyond belief into realms of faith I expect will continue. I will continue to explore for the rest of my days. As we know from our teachings, Science of Mind and Unity, as Dr. Ernest Holmes said, life is as broad as the mind can expand. So today, I'll be speaking about how I'm shifting from using our shared teachings to expand my outer experience, to simply resting in the divine, in that divine presence, in the universal mind, which is so much more expansive. For the past 40 years of my life in this teaching, much of my spiritual practice was about expansion into a greater good, manifestation, if you will. My focus was learning, applying, and demonstrating my good, and less about aligning with Source. It was not particularly heart-centered at all. It was stuff, right? So in place of a true heartfelt affirmative prayer, I would rely on a more mind-centered technology for creating my good. And of course, I would proudly declare that this is the most powerful technology known to man. And as a dedicated student of New Thought, and specifically Holmes' teachings within the Centers for Spiritual Living community, I worked hard to master these practices of positive affirmations, spiritual mind treatment, and other forms of affirmative prayer, meditation, and conscious thought. All tools I used, really tools I needed, to hold my fragile little life together, to manage my reality, and to prove my truth. There were shifts, of course, but over the past year or so, there's been an acceleration in my realization that there comes a time of life when the question, quietly changes. The language doesn't change, the words just take on a deeper meaning. It moves from how do I apply truth to what happens when I stop trying to apply anything at all. From the Fillmores, we learn that mind, spirit, soul, the very essence of all life expresses through us, whether we recognize it or not. And so we spend the decades of the first phase of life building the container of our lives, carefully crafted to look like all the other containers on the shelf we call Calgary or wherever you might be from. It's built of our identity, our responsibilities to self, to family, and our community. It's measured by our competence, our accomplishments, and for those of us who are in this teaching, by our gaining of spiritual understanding and the resulting improvement in the conditions of our lives. We learn how to manage thought, regulate emotions, align with principle, as well as with community norms. And as you all know, we carry this collective wisdom and our wounds in our bodies, our posture, our habits, muscle memory, reactions, our vigilance, our illnesses, and premature aging. Yet, even in spiritual practice, human striving often creeps in. Holmes reminds us, it's not your purpose to struggle, but to demonstrate the principle of life. And yet, despite the hours in study, perhaps you, like me, easily fell back into demonstrating life by tightly holding ourselves together rather than inhabiting it fully. Until we can't. Until something within us says, enough. That's when we have the opportunity to stop building the container and to begin filling it from within. We can begin to enjoy what has been given and in gratitude call that too enough. I've been contemplating this deeper, more embodied, more mature way to express my spiritual nature for more than a year now, but in many respects, it was through the same old progression. Study, gather information, understand, create a process. But recently, just a month ago actually, I had an experience that challenged my long-standing orientation and absolutely brought me to a standstill. My 40-year slow evolution was suddenly interrupted, and my body spoke. I've been experiencing recurring UTIs. I was on medication pretty much every month for the past year, with little relief. I did my best to use everything I know, everything I've learned to deal with the condition, but not even spiritual mind treatment seemed to make a lasting difference. Apparently, the message was, past tense, I wasn't getting to the bottom of it. And after the most recent occurrence in January had cleared up, I found myself with even more severe symptoms, profound exhaustion, coupled with significant muscle weakness, stiffness in my neck and my back, and an overwhelming need to sleep. I was here that Sunday to enjoy Deborah's talk on living from the light, and by the time I returned home, I was feeling pretty dim. I didn't feel ill at all, I was just tired. So I decided to take a hot bath before bed, which was so relaxing, until I realized I didn't have the strength to crawl out of the tub on my own. With Valda's help, I eventually crawled into bed and slept for the next 16 hours. So much for our plans to bounce out of bed and exercise every morning until that we had been doing up until the Christmas interruptions. But what struck me was not the symptoms themselves, but how little it seemed my energetic system could tolerate. Was there an even deeper message that was now using a 2x4 to get my attention? Apparently, these physical symptoms, the exhaustion and weakness, can also relate to a UTI. So I checked in with Louise Hay, as we all do, but I didn't feel her linkage of UTIs with anger and being pissed off were resonating. So I kept digging. Of course, all through this time, all through this past year in particular, I'm very aware, as we all know, that life doesn't happen to us, it happens through us. And so, in a moment of clarity, I thought that perhaps my body was asking me to do something I really hadn't allowed myself to consider, even since retiring a few years ago. It was saying, stop. Stop controlling my experience. Stop directing. Stop managing. Okay. And could it be that this was a time to simply be? So I thought, well, let's study that. So Dr. Sue Morter, who's an author and energy medicine pioneer, is another powerful teacher we've been reading recently. In her book, The Energy Codes, she says, the body doesn't need to be healed, it needs to be included. This did resonate. Could I be the recipient of this raging insistence from my body? You no longer need to hold yourself this way. From the Borders, Dr. Sue and her father, who is a true pioneer and her mentor in energy medicine, I learned that symptoms are not enemies. They are signals of misalignment between awareness and life force. She says, and this really hit me, symptoms arise not because we failed to align with truth, but because we are outgrowing the old ways of alignment. Muscle stiffness, fatigue, exhaustion, she says, are messages from the nervous system to recalibrate, to release the old vigilance, to inhabit rather than control. Inhabit. Not a new idea, but Holmes says your own thought is the only reality you have. Yet sometimes the body reminds us that awareness without embodiment is incomplete. My earlier spiritual practice was more about doing truth, applying principle, and demonstrating understanding. This later phase that I'm being invited into is about something softer and quieter, inhabiting what has already been realized. So, what does this look like? Could it be that it looks like not working to demonstrate my good, not applying thought, not striving, just being, just enjoying what already is? Charles Fillmore reminds us that faith is the knowing that life will carry you in its own rhythm. And Sue Morter encourages when we stop efforting, what's underneath finally gets to reorganize. So, I recognize I am being invited into a more mature spirituality, not focused so much on manifestation and creating better conditions in my life, although I'm loving what life has expressed through us. But I'm more and more being called to experience life at a deeper internal level, embodying everything that I already am, both the container and its content, as one, and to simply be spirit, embodying life as it is. My studies, yes, I am still studying, my studies suggest that this is a journey our founders have also taken. I don't know the Fillmore's work as well as Dr. Holmes, But it's clear that over the span of his career, he moved from the process-oriented metaphysics of his early years to an embodied mysticism in his own later years. And in his writings, this isn't overt, but very much implied. Of course, he had the weight of the institution moderating the work that he was doing, his public work of writing and speaking. But what came to me is, could I be emulating the trajectory of his life? Could that journey I'm on be what he was inspiring our teachings to contemplate in his latter years? And there's a true awakening in my heart that this is so. And so now, as I consider this phase of life in a new light, I realize there's a deep invitation to move from the mind to the heart, to gently shift from simply knowing, analyzing, doing, and to add a greater sense of feeling, connecting, and participating. It's both and. It's not either or. And here I must pause to say what has facilitated this quantum leap in learning is being in spiritual partnership with Valda. Valda feels more deeply, loves more fully, and exemplifies the true core of our evolving teaching more than anyone I have ever known, and I couldn't have made this journey on my own. And I'm so grateful to her and for her. Give me a moment. So I honor my earlier spiritual work that led me to understanding principle, affirming truth, and to structure my life around aligning with the principles of mind. And while this was essential and right for its time, I worry that it often leaves the body and the heart as secondary participants. Through the work of the HeartMath Institute and one of its great teachers, retired Unity minister David MacArthur, who we met last year at the Unity Church in Ajijic, Mexico, living from the heart is about allowing life itself to move through us, rather than trying to control it with intellect alone. Another author and contemplative Christian teacher I've been reading, Father Richard Rohr, might call this descending into presence, while the Mortars would describe it as including the body's intelligence in conscious awareness. It is here, in the heart, that intuition, joy, compassion, and energy naturally converge, guiding our choices, our movements, and our interactions in ways that mind alone could never orchestrate. To live from the heart is to embrace each moment with openness and receptivity, to engage in our goals, whether in terms of vocation, relationships, health, creative self-expression, or spiritual evolution, with vitality and presence rather than with obligation. It's a maturation of consciousness. The head knows the truth, but it's the heart that embodies it. Holmes, in his later years, in his more mystical works, reminds us the greatest demonstration of spirit is not in argument or understanding, but in how fully it is lived in daily life. Embodiment. The heart-centered focus also invites us to bring compassion to ourselves. The fatigue, stiffness, and limits we elders may feel are not failures. They're gentle teachers. By living from the heart, we learn to honor our needs, to listen to our bodies, to integrate our energy, and all the while continuing to participate fully and joyfully in life. The heart becomes the bridge between knowing and being, between past effort and present ease, between known wisdom and embodied presence. So, what do we do with this idea? For me, it has begun first with heeding the primary lesson to simply allow myself to rest in the loving presence of love itself. And so how does this affect my spiritual practice? From this perspective, all affirmative prayer and spiritual mind treatment in particular can easily evolve with me. Treatment becomes less declarative, corrective, or goal-oriented, and becomes more inclusive, more embodied, and receptive to what already is our truth. Holmes says, Infinite Spirit does not try to convince you, it invites you to remember. So, our later life spiritual practice encourages affirmations such as, I allow the loving life force within to express fully as me. I participate in inner coherence rather than controlling outer conditions. I believe later life spirituality also invites us to shift the various ways in which we look at ourselves. Our self-identity moves toward being the presence, allowing coherence with life, both universal and individual, as one. Oneness, unity, not just a concept, a reality to be lived. It's not withdrawal, it's a greater intimacy with life itself. The Fillmores wrote, Spirit is ever active. It moves through you, whether you demand it or not. This phase invites us to stop organizing reality around the small s self and to rest as life itself, expressing as itself through each of us. So, of course, a practical question that's been coming up for me recently, and I'm sure for many of us, is how do I engage in community and current world affairs from this perspective? When there are so many things I could justly choose to stand against, I realize I am being called to a higher form of engaged awareness and active participation. As an elder, I'm being called to stand the high watch. And from that perspective, I am inspired to clarify and align with what I stand for and who I stand with. So, if you notice less interest in striving, a sensitivity to efforting, an attraction to stillness, perhaps even some fatigue, it may not be physical decline, it may be spiritual maturation. And for you who are sensitive to it, it could also be aligned with what's happening energetically in the planet right now. And from that perspective, it can be our call to exercise our innate wisdom, to participate in this deeply transformative stage in the evolution of what it is to be human. My friend Ernest reminds us, you are surrounded by Spirit. It is always with you, supporting, guiding, fulfilling. Sue Morter reminds us, the intelligence in your body is not separate from you. It is life teaching you how to be. And I found that belonging, simply embodying the presence of the divine, not feeling the need to prove, control, or to step out, is the proof of this profound truth. For now. I'm open to that changing. And in fact, I feel the energy of something else bubbling up in behind this. But, that conversation is for another time. And so as I wrap up, first of all, I hope you're all able to stay for Valda's workshop, because she'll be getting deeper into what we've been discussing today in terms of that presence. But right now, I'd like to invite you into a short experience of what we've been discussing, simply resting in that presence. So sit comfortably, back supported, hands relaxed in your lap. If you like, you could use a yoga mudra, the hand gestures. The one I love, fingers at the base of your thumb, tip of your thumb to the next two fingers. That connects you to your heart for Valentine's. So just let gravity hold you. Breathe gently in. Okay, good. Yeah.
I remember
Remember who I am.
I remember who I am. I remember, I remember, I remember who I am. I remember who you are. I remember who you are. I remember, I remember, I remember who you are. We remember who we are. We remember who we are. We remember, we remember, we remember who we are.
So yeah, sit comfortably. Back supported, hands resting in your lap. Just let gravity hold you. Breathe gently in, hold, and exhale fully. And again. This time, as you breathe into your heart. With each inhale, feel your love light grow and glow. And with each exhale, feel it expand. Expanding into your chest. Expanding into all of your body. And expanding beyond into your world. This is the wide world your heart illumines. It's all love. Feel the energy of the heavens coming down through the top of your head, your crown chakra, and into the earth, where the energy returns into your body. And in this fountain of loving energy from above and below, feel the energy now of it flowing up your spine, blossoming out above your head and out and down around, returning through your sacral chakra to flow up your spine again in an ever-flowing circle of energy and life, of healing. And again. And now simply notice your spine, your back from base to head as this energy flows. Sense it without trying to change it or to move it. If any pain or stiffness is present, include it. There's no need to stretch or to fix it. Just allow it to be. Let your awareness of this fountain of energy also flow down now through your pelvis, thighs, feet, grounding you. And allow it to return in its own time. Feel contact with the floor, with your chair, with the earth below you. Sense your weight and density in your chair, and silently note, I belong here. Observe your breath without changing it. Allow it to move naturally. Allow the flow of energy we have visualized to also flow naturally, without the aid of effort or awareness. Silently affirm, life moves through me effortlessly. Sense your whole body at once. Weight, breath, flow, presence. Include any tension, all sensation. And just notice how you feel in the fountain of energy now flowing naturally through you, as you. And silently say, nothing needs to be held. I am enough. Life expresses itself through me. And now just take a minute to simply be. So I invite you to slowly return your awareness to the room, to your body in the chair, to the lightness that you are. And as you slowly open your eyes, I invite you to carry this embodied belonging into the rest of your day. And considering that perhaps we no longer need to prove truth, but simply allow ourselves to rest in it. Namaste.
I remember who I am. I remember who I am. I remember who I
Do you remember who you are? You are the light. You are the love. And as Neil said, we don't have to do anything to experience that. We can just be it. Thank you, Neil. It's a beautiful talk, and I can so relate. Being a lover of thinking for most of my life, it's only in the last few years that I realized that it's my thinking that's the problem. And when I just allow myself to be present, I can love. I can be at peace. How lovely. And now we're going to sing Your Voice. Well,
No,
we're
I'm
not. Anthony and the band are going to play and
If you
sing.
want to, here you go.
Your voice becomes my
Come on
voice.
up. Is this guitar on? Because I can't hear it. I mean, I hear it come from the guitar, but I don't hear it. There it is, yes. Let's hear some bass. Let's hear the drums. Let's hear the guitar. Air guitar today. All right, on the topic of less doing, more being, surrender. I have heard it said to get there I'll need a goal. I have heard it said I'm the one who's in control. And if I just try hard enough, oh, then one day I'll be at my best. And then everything I want so much will surely manifest. Oh, but where's the mystery in that? So I lay down my will and I offer up my choice. I surrender all my plans, and your voice becomes my voice. I have heard that I can have the life I want, and that all I need to do is follow laws. And if I somehow manage all my thoughts, oh, then one day I'll be at my best. And then everything I visualize will surely manifest. Oh, but where's the mystery in that? So I lay down my will, offer up my choice. I surrender all my plans, and your voice becomes my voice. Oh, how long I have fought for how I thought my life should be, but now I see the bigger picture wasn't painted just for me. Oh, how hard I have held to a dream not meant to be. Now I see in my surrender you have a greater plan for me. And if I just let go and let it flow, oh, then right now here I can rest. And then things I never dreamed could be will surely manifest. Oh, behold the mystery in that. So I lay down my will and I offer up my choice. I surrender all my plans, your voice becomes my voice. I surrender all I am, and your voice becomes my voice.
Thank you, Anthony. Beautiful. And now it is time for conscious giving. I want to thank you all for all that you bring to Unity, whether this is your first time or your 1,000th time. Your presence here is what creates this community. And the sharing of your talent and your time and your treasures are what keep this community going. So thank you so much. And I would ask that we all stand up and sing our offering song together as the heart bowls are passed around. And we will sing Give with an Open Heart.
Give with an open heart. I'm gonna give with an open heart. I'm grateful for this moment. I am grateful for my life. There's a slight person in an higher power. Always be there to provide, and that's why I give with an open heart. That's why I give with an open heart. Well, I place my faith in the Spirit, and I welcome each and every day. When I let go of all my troubles and worries, a new abundance always comes my way, and that's why I give with an open heart. That's why I give with an open heart. I'm gonna give with an open heart. I'm gonna give with an open heart.
So please join in our affirmation as we bless our offering. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated. And now we have a quick video from who was here for the Metaphysical Christmas candle lighting ceremony. I want to thank you all who are present, because all the money that was received from that evening went to our charity of choice this year, Second Harvest. And this is Emma from Second Harvest. Over $900. Do you remember, Tina, how much? It was $909 were donated, and this is Emma giving her thanks from Second Harvest.
Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday. Thank you all so much for welcoming me and for the incredible support you have all shown to Second Harvest. My name is Emma, and I'm honored to share the impact you all help make possible. As many of you may know, Second Harvest is Canada's largest food rescue organization. Our mission is simple, yet powerful. No waste, no hunger. And this matters because the scale of food waste in Canada is enormous. 46% of all food in Canada is wasted every single year. That's over 21 million metric tons, and 41% of that could have been rescued. This wasted food represents $58 billion, and it's enough to feed 17 million people 3 meals a day for an entire year. To imagine that scale, that's the weight of 1,945 Calgary towers going to waste. And at the same time, nearly 1 in 5 Canadians rely on charitable food programs. The need is growing, and communities are feeling the strain more than ever. Food waste is also a major climate challenge. Globally, it contributes to 8 to 10% of greenhouse gas emissions. If food waste were a country, it would be the 3rd largest emitter in the world, just after China and the United States. Meanwhile, climate impacts like extreme weather and water shortages make growing and transporting food even harder, which creates even more waste. So, when we rescue food, we're not only feeding people, we're protecting the planet as well. For a little background, Second Harvest began more than 40 years ago with a simple idea. Good food should feed people, not landfills. In 1985, 2 Toronto women saw how much food restaurants were throwing away. They grabbed their keys to their little hatchback, drove around the city, and began delivering that food to local shelters. That small act grew into what Second Harvest is today, a national organization serving every single province and territory. For clarification, while we love food banks, Second Harvest is not one. We are a food rescue organization. What this means is we work across the entire supply chain, from farms to retailers, to save surplus food and redistribute it to more than 5,000 nonprofit organizations across Canada. These include places like food banks, shelters, schools, after-school programs, senior centers, and community fridges. Wherever food can make a difference, we want to be there. We do this by using a combination of both innovation and logistics. First, we have our award-winning Food Rescue app, which connects donors directly with local nonprofits in their area. Second, we have many amazing national logistics partners that allow us to reach remote areas, even up as far as the Arctic Circle. And third, we have our fleet of 18 trucks that operate daily here in Toronto and across the GTA. Today, Second Harvest supports more than 12,400 food programs across the entire country. Last year, the food we rescued had a market value of $400 million. Money charities didn't need to spend, so they could invest in things like housing, counseling, childcare, and other critical supports. In 2025 alone, we rescued 95.3 million pounds of food, helping 6.8 million people. And here in Alberta, we support 569 nonprofits across 92 communities, including many right here in Calgary, such as the Calgary Food Bank, the Calgary Life Church, and the Calgary Dream Center. Your congregation support is incredibly powerful. Every dollar you raise provides 5 meals to someone who needs it. Your community's principles, such as I create and I act, align deeply with the spirit of food rescue that we hold here at Second Harvest. You understand that our actions shape the world around us. Events like your Christmas candle lighting ceremony and today's gathering show the strength and compassion of your community, and we are so grateful for everything you've done and continue to do. So thank you all so much for welcoming me today. Thank you all for your generosity, and thank you for standing with Second Harvest. Together, we can rescue food, reduce waste, nourish communities, and build a future where no one goes hungry. Let's feed people, not landfills. Thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your day.
Wow, let's feed people, not landfills. So just to let you know, our contribution of $909 generated 4,545 meals for underprivileged people and families. That's pretty cool. And you think you don't make a difference. All right. We're running late. I'm just going to give you a quick, we're not going to go into our prayer prayer today. We've been doing that all day. You don't have to take an extra moment out. You can just have an open heart and send it out, and that is a prayer, and it will go where it's needed. There is a prayer box at the back where you can write the names of the people you wish to give, or situations that you would care to give prayer to, and Laura will take those names and pray with them, and then send them to Unity Worldwide Ministries, Silent Unity, and they will pray over those names for a month. And now, some quick announcements. Oh, we're going to sing Return to Love first, then the announcements. Forgive me. Let's all stand and sing Return to Love.
1, 2, 3, 2. Whenever I am burdened by the pressures of this world, I return to love. Whenever I am lost and my soul cannot be heard, I return to love. I return to love. I return to love. And every worry disappears when I return to love. Oh, everything becomes so clear. All because I return myself to love. Whenever I am prone to judge the path that I'm on, I return to love. Whenever I am torn between what's coming and what's gone, I return to love. I return to love. I return to love. And every worry disappears when I return to love. Oh, everything becomes so clear. All because I return myself to love. Oh, love, love, love is the only cure worth speaking of. Oh, yes, love, love, love takes us deep within, helps us rise above. Oh, yes, love, love, love. We return ourselves to love. We return to love, and every worry disappears when we return to love. Oh, everything becomes so clear. All because we return ourselves to love. All because we return ourselves to love. All because we return ourselves to love.
Thank you, Anthony and the Unity Band. Now, a few quick announcements. Right at 12:20, we're downstairs in the Unity room. We're going to have a workshop facilitated by Velda Harris. And there's a suggested love offering of $25. And the experience will go from $12.20 to $150. It's Velda knows, she just brings so much heart, and she's been a teacher for many years, and so she knows how to take those messages and bring them right into the heart. So I highly recommend attending her class. On the 22nd, Jody Crawford will give a talk on the architecture of being, a reflective, interactive experience. The last Sunday of the month, we have a 45-minute interactive. After the Sunday experience on the 22nd, next Sunday, we're going to have a community circle where the community gathers and we talk about what's happening, what has happened, what is happening, and what we want to happen in the future. So please come and share your voice with us next week. We have, starting February 18th, it says the 19th there, but it's actually Wednesday, February 18th to April 5th, we have the 40-day Lent Challenge. It's about release and reimagining, getting ready for Easter. And what Easter is all about, of course, is the reawakening of the Christ consciousness within ourselves and the world. And this is a way to get ready for it. Every Wednesday evening from 7 till 8, we're going to have a Zoom call. And so if you want to be part of it, there's a sign-up sheet at the welcome table. Please sign up. You don't have to be on the Zoom calls to do the challenge. We have the booklets at the front. I really encourage all of you to take one and do the challenge. It's quite powerful. One day it will be releasing something, and the next day will be what can we reimagine to replace it. I'm really looking forward to it. And then we have our live prayer class, March 2nd to March 30th, downstairs in the Unity Room every Monday from 7 till 9. It says 7 till 8 up there, but it's actually 7 till 9 for every Monday evening in March. And Alara Payton will be doing the class, and it will be based on the book, How to Pray Without Talking to God. So please come and join us for that as well. And now let us stand, sing our closing song, Let There Be Peace. And then afterwards, there's coffee and snacks. Please join us. And then, of course, the workshop. So let's all gather around in a nice semicircle around the outside of the chairs, and we'll sing our closing song. All right, have a great week, everyone. Keep that heart open.